Hey, how are yins doing? My name is BCP here, and today I am going to be bringing you guys a commentary on Mango's channel. I'd like to thank Mango even before I start on my commentary. Thank you for letting me post on your channel. It's a great opportunity. This is a nuclear medal, but I already did post this on my channel. I just reused it because I thought it was good gameplay. My only nuclear medal I got. But today I want to be talking about my trip to Germany, because it was a pretty, you could say, different experience, and you learn different things, because you guys will see what I mean in a while. Not a while, in a couple minutes or two. So, I live in the city of Pittsburgh, and we were going to go from Pittsburgh to New Jersey to Frankfurt, Germany, go around the country, then fly from Frankfurt to Newark, New Jersey again, then back to my home in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A little background story before I start on what happened. My grandfather is 50% German and 50% Italian, but his father was from the Sicily part. I think his parents, so my great grandparents were from Sicily, and he was very ashamed of that, so he would always act like he was German, and they'd always have these German heritage because they were embarrassed of being from Sicily. And he'd also hear German, like, they kind of incorporated in English a little bit. Like, if someone would fart, they'd be like, "Oh, hast du ein Fußgelessen?" which I don't even think it means "have you something" in German. But I don't even think Fußgelessen is fart. I think it's just slang or whatever. He took 2 years of Latin in high school and 2 years of German. And when he went to high school, it was required to have both of those, because he went to a Catholic high school. And he's always been interested in German. So he was like, "All right, Brandon, get straight A's, and you can go to Germany." And I think in Europe it's straight 1s or maybe straight 5s, one of those two, whatever. Just write that down in the comments. I definitely want to know that. And anyway, so I got straight A's, and we planned this whole thing out. My grandfather has never really been out of the country. I think he went to Canada and Mexico, and I think that was it. Maybe Aruba or something like that. So when we got there, we handed the guy our tickets or whatever. We checked in the luggage, and the guy was like, "Your flight's been canceled." We're like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, your flight's been canceled. But don't worry. We just rebooked you for Chicago." We were like, "Oh, and we're fine with that," but it was just the way he said it, like, "Flight's been canceled, bitch." So we ended up rescheduling, and when we were waiting for our plane to come in to go to Chicago, the plane came in from Houston, Texas. We're sitting there waiting for them to tell us to board, and they tell us that there's been something wrong with the plane. They're going to look at it. Turns out it was something that took 2 or 3 hours. So around 3 hours later, we went on the plane, and then we took off. And then while we almost got to the Chicago O'Hare Airport, it started lightning or whatever, and the ground crew had to get off. So we circled around the airport for about 15 minutes. The ground crew came back down, did everything. We got off the plane. We rushed to where we were supposed to go because we were 2 or 3 hours later, and we missed a flight. We probably missed it it was probably the last plane to fly off before the ground crew had to get off. So if you guys don't know, the Chicago O'Hare Airport, I think, is either the biggest or the second biggest airport in the United States. I think the biggest might be the LA Galaxy Airport or whatever it's called, but I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me on that. And we literally waited in line for an hour. So we were sitting there. I went to go get something to drink, got my grandfather something to drink. We were waiting forever. Finally got to the line. We asked the lady what the problem is. She just handed us our tickets. So we literally waited an hour just to get our tickets, and it was kind of annoying, but at the same time, it also, it just took forever. So we got our tickets. We actually made that flight on time. So we finally got on our flight. We went to Germany, and when we got to Germany, my grandfather got his luggage. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You get your luggage. I'll be back." So he comes back, and he sees me sitting there with no luggage. So we're frantically looking for my luggage. We couldn't find it for, like, the next flight came in and everything. We're all freaking out. My grandfather goes to the help desk or whatever, and turns out that they left my luggage in Chicago. So not only were we later in this and this and that, but we also didn't have my luggage in a foreign country. Now, you can also bring a carry-on, which I brought a backpack, but I kept all my clothes in my luggage. But right before I left, there are these pair of shorts that my parents can't stand. I umpire baseball. That's what I do basically until next summer. I'm gonna actually get a real job. This is my last summer. I'm basically gonna be an umpire, and I have these really crappy shorts. They don't really fit me anymore. But last summer was the last time I wore them. They were really crappy. But I wore them to umpire baseball. My parents hated those shorts so much they wouldn't even let me umpire baseball in them. But they gave them to me. Gave me an old soccer shirt, and it was something I was just supposed to wear to bed. That was the only other clothes I had besides the ones I had on. But the ones I had on, I wore basically in a day. I wore it one more day, and then I had to put on my crappy clothes. And those crappy clothes are in literally half of the pictures. Because when you first arrive, if it's your first time being in another country, let alone another continent, you're gonna take pictures when you get there. You know, this is my first time ever being outside the United States. I went to Germany and I was fucking excited. My grandfather was like, oh, take a picture over here, you know, this and this and this. And we're walking around Frankfurt and everyone's giving me looks. Because one, I look like a fucking American, carrying my backpack like a tourist. Two, if you guys don't know, in Germany, like, no one wears shorts. I don't even think it's just Germany. I think it's just Europe in general. A lot of people wear jeans because it's a lot cooler there. I ended up going on in that, but luckily, I ended up getting my luggage back a couple days later, and other than that, there was no other problem, except we were going to go to the Neuschwanstein Castle. If you guys don't know what that castle is, it's a castle that King Ludwig II, who was king of Bavaria, which is a state in Germany, he, this fairy tale castle. This is actually the castle that the castle in, Disney World was created after. So we went to go visit it, but before there, we were in Munich, and we were gonna go from Munich to the castle, but the bus driver left the lights on the night before. So, and if you guys don't know, a Sunday in Germany is like a Sunday in America in like the 1950s or 60s. Nothing's open. So it took 2 or 3 hours. People finally came in. They sparked the engine. We did miss our time there, but luckily we did get into the tour after, so we got to see the castle. Everything was fine. And then we flew home safely, which was no other problems, which was actually we didn't expect it. We thought there'd be another problem. But also the thing that kind of sucked, and I don't mean to complain because it was just a great experience. I loved going to Germany. I'm gonna go back when I learn the language more. I know a little bit. Ich kann so la durchsprechen. You know, I can speak all right. I think I may even said that wrong a little bit, but it was extremely hot there when we were there, and we left Pittsburgh when it's like 80s, 90s Fahrenheit, right, not Celsius. Fahrenheit. I don't know Celsius that good. 80s and 90s. We got to Germany. The first couple days was nice and cool. For like literally, there was like a week hot stretch. It got into the 26 degrees Celsius. That's like 70s, 80s. So we literally were like, time to go to Europe and cool off. And nope, gotta have fucking heat again. And this is like a record stretch or something. This is like 6, 7, 8 straight days. It was in the high 20s, and other than that, it was a really, really good experience. I really enjoyed it. Other than that, I would like to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure to click that like button, comment, and subscribe to be the coolest kid in school. I'm out, guys. Bye. Check out my channel.